Hello everyone, welcome to my channel for yet another video on Nifty Bank Nifty analysis. Today was a day again for good for option buyers, but it was not the one which we analyzed. It was not in line with the analysis that we did yesterday. We were expecting a downside momentum, but the market opened with a slight gap up, then came down initially and then recovered back strongly. So we'll take a look at the daily charts for both Nifty and Bank Nifty, and we'll also see how we can trade this tomorrow. Tomorrow happens to be Bank Nifty expiry as well, so it will be interesting to see how we can trade Nifty and Bank Nifty tomorrow. But before that, a small disclaimer: all the views and opinions expressed in this video are for learning purposes only, and in no way is a buy or sell recommendation. Any buy or sell decision or any trading or investing decision has to be taken after consultation with your respective financial advisors. Viewer discretion is advised. Now, what I'm sharing with you all right now is a Nifty spot chart on a daily time frame, and as you can see here, we have a hammer, bullish hammer like candle formed after yesterday's bearish engulfing pattern, right? So yesterday's candlestick pattern was a bearish Morubozu, and comparing and together with the previous day's candle, it was a bearish engulfing pattern, and we were expecting that today the confirmation for this bearish engulfing would happen and we'll get a close down, uh, down close below the close for the bearish candle of yesterday. However, that wasn't the case. We saw a strong bounce from the bottom of the purple channel, and then the candle that is formed is more of a green bullish hammer types, right? So one more thing interesting over here is, if you see this pattern, right, the very first day, I mean on 8th of Feb, we had a bearish candle, a bearish Morubozu candle, following day we had a bullish hammer, which was a small body though as compared to today's candle, but we still had a hammer, and we were expecting that it might be a bullish day, but then I had mentioned that it may be a pause candle and then we may continue the momentum on the downside, and that's what exactly happened yesterday, where we've had a bearish candle formation, and today again we have a bullish candle. Now based on the option chain data, it seems that there is support for lower levels, 21,700, 500 and all. Same goes with Bank Nifty also, and we do not have any resistances as such. So it shows that we can go up higher, right? However, I still feel that since the highs of the previous candle have not been taken out and even the lows have been broken, I still somehow feel that this might be a bull trap, and tomorrow we may see a downside momentum wherein we may not sustain the candle bottom, sorry, not the candle, the channel bottom, and we will see a huge downfall tomorrow. So that's what my bias is. However, let's see how we can trade this, right? On a 15 minutes chart, let's see how Nifty played today. So Nifty started off with a big bearish Morobozu candle, but then uh, there was no closing below that, right? So there was never a chance for downside trade, and then there was always a scope for upside trade as well. And at 21,766 levels, it took resistance and then came down, and further it managed to take resistance multiple times at the same level and close somewhere closer to that level, right? So 21,728 is the close, is the close, I think. 21,743 is the close actually, and uh, 21,766 is the level to watch out for tomorrow. So that is the level which has been tested multiple times, and if the market opens flat or with a slight gap down or a slight gap up as well, but crosses this 21,766 and stays above it, then in that case we may see a further up move till first target will be 21,811, followed that by 21,922, and then 22,000 levels as well. on the downside I think the crucial level to watch out for is 21,544, which is today's low. uh, if today's low gets broken, then in that case we may see a downfall till 21,300 and even 21,000 levels in the coming trading sessions. However, that is less likely possible, but my bias is towards the negative side. Also, one more thing, there is this trend line that which we can draw here. So there is this trend line here, which we can draw. And if you see this, this particular trend line, if it breaks tomorrow, then 21,622 is the first target, will be the first target for us. And if that target is reached, and uh, if after consolidation the price breaks further down, then 21,544 is the level to watch out for. Uh, for me, I think 20, even if it crosses 21,766, I'll still hold on to it, going for a buy side trade till 21,833 level is crossed, because 21,833 level has been acting as resistance for quite some time. So if you see this big candle formation, and then this the downside movement started from 21,833 levels. And also, if tomorrow this level gets tested, then this is the level which has been tested multiple times, so probably this will be broken and the momentum on the upside will continue. So in that case, once a 5 minute candle or a 50-minute candle closes above 21,833, that's when I will be interested to go ahead with a on buy side trade for Nifty, uh, buy side trade for Nifty. On the lower downside, I think the bias for me is still negative for Nifty. So if the trend line breaks, or if we open with a gap up at around 21,833, and if I see a negative candle formation, or if it opens gap down and below 21,622, or somewhere, then in that case I'll see the price action and go for the negative side trade. That's what my chance likelihood would be, right? Let's go ahead with Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, Bank Nifty also managed to throw some surprises here, right? So yesterday we had said that uh, this yesterday's closing was below 45,000 levels, and we were sure that 45,000 level will start to act as a resistance, and the further lower levels till 44,000 will be open. However, if you see today, the market uh, initially opened gap up, then came down, and then again recovered well to close somewhere about 45,500 levels, right? So it's almost like it has not just crossed 45,000 level, but it has also managed to close above 45,500 levels, which is huge. Now, for me, Bank Nifty is more weaker than Nifty. So if my bias for Nifty is negative, definitely my bias for Bank Nifty is also negative. And this candle pattern here is suggesting like it's kind of a reversal for a bullish. But however, we have also seen in the previous case where we had this bullish piercing pattern, but that did not materialize, and the next day we had a very big bearish candle which formed a bearish engulfing pattern. So now this is just a normal candle, but the wicks are also, if you see, the wicks are of same length, so it's more of a doji candle, but the body is bullish, and that clearly suggests that buyers are trying their best to take the price higher. However, to yesterday's highs are still intact. Yesterday's highs are not taken out, I think. Oh no, yesterday's highs are just taken out. So 45,748 and 45,750. So it's just taken out by 2 points, but the price did not sustain, and we saw selling pressure there, right? So all in all, I think it will be interesting to see Bank Nifty tomorrow, because tomorrow is Nifty expiry, Bank Nifty expiry, and if the price, if the two level the two key levels to watch out for are 45,755 and 44,811. So on the top side, 45,755 will be a crucial level to watch out. If this level breaks, and if the price sustains, that is, if a 15-minute candle closes and sustains above 45 755 level, then in that case we may see a short covering rally, where all of these people who have sold here will get trapped, and uh, will be wanting to square off their positions tomorrow right away. So that being an expiry as well, so we may see a short covering rally, which may take the price higher to 46,255, which happens to be our first target, and then maybe 46,577 as well. That is still possible tomorrow. However, my bias is towards the negative side, and the lower level to watch out for is 44,811. Now, if the market opens flat, or with a slight gap up or a slight gap down, and if there is a negative pattern formation, then in that case I'll be interested to go ahead with a downside trade, more so because of the candlesticks that have been formed on the previous days. So a bullish candle does not suggest that the market is going to go up, right? We have seen that happen multiple times, and the reason that's the reason I'm saying that's the reason I'm saying, even if the market opens a gap down or a gap up, or a small gap down or a small gap up, as well as even if it opens flat and if there is a negative price action formation, then I'll be interested towards a downside trade, because the overall sentiment of the market for Bank Nifty is negative for me. And the crucial level to watch out for is 44,811, at which I'll probably prefer to book partial profits. And if the price continues further, then I'll be interested to go ahead with uh, adding more quantities for a lower strike price, right? I would be interested to trade next week's expiry also, instead of, yes, tomorrow's expiry, if I'm going for OTM prices, right? So that's one thing to note for. And the levels to watch out for, as I said, 44,811 and 45,755. Let's take a look at 15 minutes time frame to see how Bank Nifty played today. So Bank Nifty opened with a negative candle, as well as no negative candle, and the very next candle, if you see here, it was a bullish engulfing, and this was a confirmation candle, after which there was no looking back. There was some retracement, but still the market closed up higher than where it started, and that's the reason why uh, we see a bullish candle. However, uh, as you can see here, there is this trend line which is there, and also this one, right? This green trend line green trend line is the one which is connecting the highs of the daily candle, right? So if you see this, so daily highs and daily highs. So this candle is I mean, this trend line, green trend line, is still acting as a resistance. And if you see here, it has managed to test it twice, and it has also formed a negative M-shaped pattern, right? So in that case, if tomorrow, if the market opens flat or with a slight gap up or gap down, and if it plays here, and if it breaks at around 11 o'clock, right? If this trend line as well as this particular green trend line breaks together, then in that case, I think this level, this maroon, or which line is this? Yeah, this is brown one. The brown channel top will also be taken out, and in that case we may see a downfall till today's lows, which is 44,811. and tomorrow being Bank Nifty expiry, everyone who would have bought here and bought here, they will definitely want to square off their position. So this level 44,811 will not sustain, and it will go further down. So it will be interesting to see where market opens, and how we can trade. So these are the levels to watch out for: 44,811, the lower level, and 45,755 on the upper side, right? Let's take a look at Dow Jones. So Dow Jones, I think when I had checked last, was trading negative, and there was some uh, data points that were going to be disclosed today for the US. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the trend line that we were tracking, and if you see here, yesterday's candle closed above it, but today's candle is a very big bearish Morubozu candle, and it is currently trading at 38,388, which is like still above the level of breakout, which is 38,100. But but this fall, I think, is a good one. I mean, this is, I think, roughly around 400, 450, 500 point fall at the moment, and this market is still ongoing. The closing hours are still like 4 hours, roughly 4 hours away, and then after we I think 45 minutes to uh, 75 minutes something, it reopens again. So before tomorrow's day open for us, there are still like 4 plus roughly around 8 to 10 hours, so roughly around 14 hours of Dow Jones market that will get played. And based on that, there will be a gap up or gap down opening. So now, looking at the Dow Jones, it indicates that we may see a gap down opening for Nifty and Bank Nifty. However, it all depends on where this closes. If the market recovers, and if Dow Jones closes like flat or something, then in that case we may see a flat opening, right? So that's the thing. If the market opens with a huge gap down or something, then it will be interesting because everyone who would have bought here, right? Everyone who would have bought here will will be forced to exit from their positions, right? They would want to exit from their positions, and in that case we may see 21,433 also taken out, as well as 21,300 levels as well, like within the first hour itself, right? And we will also see more sellers adding fresh positions as well. So it will be interesting if the market opens a huge gap down. Same goes for bank nifty as well, because for today it showed 500 plus points rally, and tomorrow if it opens with a huge gap down like 400 points or 500 points, then in that case it will be like uh, everyone who has bought, all of them who has brought here will get trapped and they'll want to exit from their position. So it will be interesting to see, right? So this is the economic calendar which I had shared yesterday, tradingeconomics.com, and as you can see here, we have some data points here for we have some data points for US, right? So US core inflation rate model, MOM, that's month on month, and core inflation rate year on year, inflation rate month on month, and inflation rate year on year. We also have CPI data and CPI.SA. So, okay. So CPI is customer performance index, I think. Yeah. And inflation rate, core inflation rate is actual is 4.4, previous was 0.3. So it shows that core inflation month on month has increased. Year on year, it's still the same. And inflation rate month on month has increased. And inflation rate year on year has decreased, actual. But the consensus shows that this consensus shows that, I think, I'm not sure, forecast or consensus. I think consensus shows that this was the uh, expected value. So maybe maybe we were expecting 2.9, but it is 3.1. So maybe the market is showing, I mean, is taking that as a negative. I don't know. So it will all depend on how where we close for Dow Jones, because if we close flat, then in that case we may have a flat opening. But if we close with a big bearish candle on Dow Jones, I think the global markets will feel its impact, and we will open with a very big gap down as well. So that's possible, right? So also one more thing I wanted to highlight is, just give me a minute. This is interesting because uh, the reason I'll tell you why my bias is towards negative tomorrow, because if you see here, right, the market closed here but opened gap up. Again the market closed here, opened gap up. Again the market closed here, opened gap up. Again the market closed here but opened gap up. So if you see here, all the 5 days the market opened gap up, though the Indian market or the Indian market sentiment was negative and it pulled the market down, still the global sentiment was positive and the market has been opening gap up. So tomorrow if the market opens gap down, that will be the first time when the market opens gap down. And if you see this, a lower high, lower structure, then in that case, if the seller, I mean, if the market opens gap down, then I think the market sentiment, that Indian market sentiment, is already negative. So in that case, sellers are already dominant, and if that gets the advantage of a gap down opening, then in that case the bulls are totally trapped. So my bias is towards the negative side, that is towards the downside. But it will be interesting to see where we close uh, tomorrow. If we close be outside of this bottom of the purple channel, then in that case we may see a further downfall to the levels which I had mentioned in the previous videos, and which I will touch base upon in the coming videos as well, right? So so that's the analysis from my side for today. Do let me know in comment section whether this is helping you or not, and whether you were able to take trade today, whether you were able to make profits, whether you booked losses, and what else you want me to cover as part of the videos, right? And also do like, do share, do comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. And just before we wrap up, a small disclaimer again. Making money in stock markets is not easy, and there is no shortcut to make money. However, uh, with continuous improvements and over time, we can definitely make profits from stock market. So thank you for watching and stay tuned.